Thank you for vibing with me on this wonderful day. Wonderful day to be alive. Give God the glory. Thank you, Jesus. If you're not having a good day, hopefully it gets a lot better. Keep God first. And yeah, let's get to the topic of this video, right? Now, as a big time Minnesota Viking fan, right? We have a lot of question marks at the quarterback. But shout out to Daniel in the building. We have a lot of question marks at the quarterback position. And before the season was even over, I was trying to tell Viking fans and be like, yo, get ready for this offseason. Um, Listen, this is before Quasi got fired. This is before, other things happened. Offensive line coach got fired, and a whole bunch of other people got fired or whatever, right? I was saying Kevin O'Connell's job is on the line, and it's not a guarantee JJ McCarthy will be the starting quarterback in the 2026 NFL season. I was trying to tell people and get them ready. It's not about what we feel when it comes to, oh, we don't want to give up on JJ McCarthy. It's not about that anymore. And I'm gonna keep on saying it because I want people to understand, because people take it so personal when people talk about this. They think, oh, why would you give up on him? It's not about us. It's about Kevin O'Connell in the owners. And my question to everybody that's watching this video right now: are the Vikings giving up on JJ McCarthy? Are the Vikings giving up on JJ McCarthy? My opinion, you should give JJ another year. What they will probably do, they will bench him. You know what? I think they should give him another year as well. I just don't think they're going to. I feel like we're so far. Listen, when I'm hearing multiple sources at the NFL scouting combine saying that they're trying to trade JJ McCarthy, before the NFL scouting combine even happened, there was already rumblings. I think they were trying to trade him to the Raiders or something like that. Listen, Kevin O'Connell, in my honest opinion, does not rock with JJ McCarthy like that. And I'm going to stick to it until I'm proven otherwise. Until JJ McCarthy is the starting quarterback in 2026, I'm going to keep on saying what I believe in. I believe that Kevin O'Connell gave up. He gave up on JJ McCarthy. Whether I like it or whether someone else doesn't like it, or they like it or not, it's not about how we feel about JJ McCarthy, if you think he's a bust or not. It's about what the owners feel, and it's about what Kevin O'Connell feels. And in my honest opinion, I feel like it's a wrap for JJ McCarthy. Will he be traded? That's I'm not going to say definitely, but I think there's a strong possibility that he will be traded. And I made a short earlier this morning. I was like, all right, well, did we learn our lesson from Sam Darnold? We let Sam Darnold go. Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold won a Super Bowl. So it's like, I'm not saying JJ McCarthy is Sam Darnold, right? I'm not necessarily saying that, but giving up on a 23-year-old quarterback this soon, I don't know if that's a good idea. Seems like they have already given up on JJ. Shout out to Skull Nation. Kenneth Walker about to be free. Oh, I would love Kenneth Walker, but it's gonna cost some money. Seems like they have already given up on JJ, but I'd give him one more year at least. I'm hearing they like Daniel Jones. Now I'm hearing about Daniel Jones rumor. I'm gonna tell you, so many quarterbacks I've been hearing. Kyler Murray, Geno. Now let's talk about Daniel Jones again, but I don't know about the coach. I don't think the coach is letting him go. I don't think the Colts are letting him go. I feel like Colts are going to re-sign him to a contract extension or franchise tag him or something. Geno Smith, I'm hearing about him. I'm hearing about Aaron Rodgers. I'm hearing about Malik Willis. I'm hearing about all these quarterbacks. And the reason why we're hearing it is because they do not believe in JJ McCarthy. That's just my honest opinion, man. It shouldn't be like this after. And this is the problem. I'm not even mad necessarily if people feel like, all right, I don't think he's a bust. But I'm not mad at people being like feeling like, oh, I want to move on. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's not just about one player. It's about the whole entire team. And as much as I like JJ McCarthy, he hasn't proved that he can stay healthy in a 7-game season. You got a whole Hall of Famer at wide receiver, and he's struggling to get 1,000 receiving yards. You have another wide receiver in Jordan Addison that is a good wide receiver as well. And I don't know how many receiving yards he got, but I know it wasn't that much. And it's not all on JJ McCarthy. It's play calling more than anything. Like, I agree. Everybody that's in the building, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. And also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything on my laptop. And we're also going to be going live for primetime games. Not all, but some. But please make sure you hit the like button because it really helps the channel, and hit the subscribe button on my journey to get to my first 3,500 subscribers on this channel. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I appreciate all the support. I'm hearing they like Daniel, yeah. And but it's like as much as I like JJ McCarthy, it's not just all about him. I told somebody a couple of days ago, they were like, all right, get rid of everybody and just keep JJ McCarthy. How can you win a roster? How can you win a Super Bowl? How can you have a championship caliber roster if you get rid of everybody? What if JJ McCarthy's not that guy? I'm not saying he isn't, but I'm not saying he is, right? So you're willing to give up Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, everybody on the roster for one player that hasn't played more than 10 games in his career, and he's on his third season. I don't think that's a recipe for success. Now, would I give up on him? No, not necessarily. I wouldn't give up on him. I will still bring competition in, but all the reports that I'm hearing, because it's not about what I think, I want to give him one more season. All the reports that I'm hearing is you're getting mixed reports. Yeah, you're going to have some reports saying, oh, we're not getting rid of JJ McCarthy. We're going to try to keep him because they don't want to lose all their trade value. But the other reports that I'm hearing, and this is prior to the NFL combine, NFL scouting combine. Before all that, you had Justin Jefferson come out and say something about Sam Darnold. You had Aaron Jones, he's about to get released, say something about Aaron Rodgers. Why are they talking about other quarterbacks? Right? I know it's a Super Bowl. They're going to ask him about Sam Darnold. I get it. But it's the tone and the way they said it. Why would you get rid of someone that knows this and knows that in the third? You know how we run our routes. Why would you get rid? They were saying it in that tone, meaning they're not giving as much respect and love to JJ McCarthy. And that's coming from Justin Jefferson. That was coming from Aaron Jones. And if they're speaking out, right, indirectly kind of saying, yo, we should have kept Sam Darnold without saying it, and kind of indirectly coming at JJ McCarthy without saying it, that should tell you all you need to know. There has to be some type of truth in the matter. Has to be some type of truth in the matter. Outside of the jokes, I got no idea where he will end up. That's true. What up? They announced that they're going to bring back Kirk Cousins for 10,000 years. Yo, if they bring Kirk Cousins back for 10,000 years, listen, I'm going to have to take my talents to the Patriots. I'm going to be a New England Patriot fan because I'm a Drake May guy. So I'm going to put my application into the Patriots fan base and say, can you take me in? Because if they bring back Kirk Cousins and he's our starting quarterback the first game of the 2026 NFL season, I would be very disappointed. I would say you might as well just give JJ McCarthy the opportunity. Nah. There's only a couple of quarterbacks that I'm like, all right, every quarterback that they bring in, there needs to be competition. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you bring in Aaron Rodgers. I don't care if it's Kirk Cut. Like, it's no guarantee that anybody that they bring in, unless you're talking about Joe Burrow, unless you're talking about top quarterbacks like him or Justin Herbert, if they make a blockbuster trade or something like that for him, unless you get those quarterbacks, then there should be competition. There should be competition. But I'm really starting to feel like the Vikings are giving up on JJ McCarthy. That's just my honest opinion at this point. I just don't feel like they believe in him. I just don't. There's too many things coming out, too many articles coming out. Too many big timers are talking about Kyler Murray coming to the Vikings. Too many people. This can't just be all rumors and speculation. This is not rumors anymore, y'all. As much as people want to say, I love JJ, we should give him another chance, another year, I get it. But at the end of the day, like I said before, it's not about how we feel. It's not about how we feel about JJ McCarthy anymore. It's about what the owners feel. It's about what the coach feels. And if the coach and the owners want to get someone that they know is going to be decent enough to get us to the playoffs, and it could be still be JJ McCarthy, but if they don't think that he's the guy, what can we do as fans? What can we do as fans? We're going to be disappointed in them giving up on a second-year quarterback, but the issue is this. JJ McCarthy was hurt. He keeps getting hurt. And if your job, and I'm asking everybody that's on the live stream, if your job was on the line and you had JJ McCarthy as your starting quarterback, and he hasn't proved that he can stay healthy for 17 games, what would you do? Would you be like, all right, it don't even matter. I believe in this guy no matter what. No matter what, and I'm just going to go along with it? Or are you going to say, I'm going to bring in some competition and may the best quarterback win? Or are you just kind of done with JJ McCarthy? There's so many different answers and different, there's so many questions I have for Kevin O'Connell. I wish I could talk to Kevin O'Connell and be like, yo, Kevin O'Connell, just keep it real with me, man. How do you feel about JJ McCarthy? I would interview him just like that. How do you feel about JJ McCarthy? Don't give me the don't eat around the bush. Don't give me the feel good story. How do you honestly feel about JJ McCarthy being the starter of the 2026 NFL season for the Vikings? Let me know. I have to question him about that, but he can't say too much because, like I said, he's trying to figure out a team to trade him. I truly feel like they're trying to trade JJ McCarthy. And if they don't trade him, he's going to be second string if he doesn't win the competition. Dude, you're going to swear by JJ McCarthy until the wheels swear. I don't know what that means. What you mean? What's good, Mike? What's good, Lee? I would like to see Malik Willis in purple next season. You know what? I like Malik Willis. Super athletic, super. I think he has a pretty good arm. I wish they would have utilized his arm a lot more with the Packers so we can see exactly what he can do. But I like his potential, definitely. But yeah, I get what you mean, John. I get because that's the subject. That's the number one subject, bro. It is the number one subject right now, John. Like JJ McCarthy is the number one thing right now for the Vikings because he's the quarterback. You know what I mean? What's going on, Rudy? Smash that like. Yeah, shout out to you. Smash that like, everybody. Shout out to you. Hooked on Advantage. Shout out to you, brother. If I spent first round on him, yeah, he's my quarterback going into camp. Yes, but you know what's crazy about it? How many times have you drafted a first round? Now, I'm not talking about us specifically. How many first round picks throughout the history of the NFL were quarterbacks that just didn't turn out right with that team? Not saying that they're a bust, but sometimes you need a new scenery to be better. And I just don't think Kevin O'Connell is good at developing quarterbacks. This could be. I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be a Pro Bowler and be in the Football Hall of Fame. But this could motivate him to strive for greatness. You know, this whole conversation sucks when it comes to JJ McCarthy because, like I said, man, he's 23 years old. He's super young. He has some flashes early in the season. He has some flashes late in the season. But the problem is this: he didn't stay healthy, and you have Kevin O'Connell's job on the line. And I feel like that's the number one thing right now because there's nobody to blame but Kevin O'Connell. If we fail next season, it's because of Kevin O'Connell. Because we know, and listen, I'm not saying the defense is going to be top 3 like last season, but we know our defense is on point with Brian Flores. Like, we don't even got to worry about our defense anymore. Like, our defense, it might not be perfect. Yes, they'll give up some crucial first downs here and there, but we know our defense is lights out for the most part. So we're not really worrying about defense. We worrying about offense. We're worrying about our health on our offense when it comes to our quarterback and our offensive line. Our offensive line wasn't healthy all season long. And it's a shame because you got two Pro Bowlers, right tackle and left tackle, and they can't stay healthy for some reason. Then you got a center that keeps getting concussions left and right, and Ryan Kelly. Donovan Jackson had surgery in his rookie season on his wrist. It's crazy how banged up we really was last year. And it's just like, that's why you have to draft better. So if somebody was to get hurt, you could bring somebody else in to not really replace them, because you can't replace Pro Bowlers. It's not that easy to replace a Pro Bowler, but at least keep us afloat. It's not going to be like a sinking ship where we're just like, oh my gosh, we lost Christian Darrisaw and we lost Brian O'Neill. We're screwed for the whole season. Like, that's what happened last season, bro. Like, everybody kept getting hurt. And it's just like, the season was falling apart. But then again, our defense was so elite because we finished third in total defense. If we just had a basic, I don't want to say basic, average offense, we would have made the playoffs last season. He doesn't have value anymore, so they don't have a chance. Oh, for real? You don't think he has value? I think JJ McCarthy has value. The problem is this: the more and more reports come out, then you're right, bro. He ain't gonna have value. They need to be quiet, man. They speaking way too much. How is it getting to everybody that there's rumblings about trading JJ McCarthy? Like, people got to be quiet, man. McCarthy is weird. He's weird. On one hand, he has moments where he looks like he's that guy. On the other, he has moments where he's the biggest bust in NFL history, and then he has injuries. Yes, yo, Mike, you said everything, bro. Like, he showed flashes of greatness, and then he showed flashes of like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing, dude? And then you got the moments where JJ McCarthy's trying to run over a safety or a linebacker, and it's like, dude, you keep getting hurt, and it's like you're almost trying to get hurt again by trying to, instead of running out of bounds, you're trying to run over somebody. First of all, you're not Cam Newton. And there's not really, what quarterbacks be trying to run people over? Well, Jalen Hurts could do it a little bit. But yeah, he ain't Cam Newton. So why are you trying to run people over, bro? Like, run out of bounds. You know you got injury history. You missed your whole rookie season because of, Sam Darnold was good, but you missed it completely because you tore your meniscus, right? You didn't even have a chance to win the starting job because you got hurt against the Raiders in the preseason game. And then the next season, you literally just you played good against the Bears in the fourth quarter, and then after that, high ankle sprain, missed I don't know how many games, came back, had a concussion. After coming back from the concussion, had a hairline fracture in his hand. It's like, bro, like, what are we doing? He should be kept in starting. Yup, he should be. But the problem is Kevin O'Connell and the owners. I'm really curious of what the owners, because the owners like to be they don't like to look bad. They seem like they would sacrifice the development of a young quarterback for just to be average or just barely get to the playoffs and get booted out in the first round. Now, like I said, I don't know if JJ McCarthy is the guy, but I don't think we should just give up on him after 2 seasons. Now, if he happens to get the start in the beginning of the season of 2026, he has to be healthy. That's the number one thing for him. And I hope he's working on his game right now. I hope he's putting in the work in the offseason. Because there's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of people talking about it. He should be. His ceiling is in the attic and his floor is in the basement, but he spends all his time. Oh man, Mike, that's crazy comment. Hello, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building. Can I get 3 more likes? Can I get 20 likes? I'm at 8 likes right now. Help a brother out. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And we're also going live for primetime games. And I say this respectfully to everybody that's in the building. Even if you're not a Viking fan, I say this respectfully with all the love in the world. If we play your team next season, I don't care if you're an Eagles fan. I don't care if you're a Chiefs fan. I don't care if you're a Bills fan, Packers fan, Lions fan, whatever fan you are. I say this respectfully. We will beat the brakes off your team. I said it once. I'm going to say it again. I said it last season. I was wrong about some of the games, but I was right about a lot of the games as well. But we're going to beat the brakes off your team. Shout out to Chris Furrows in the building as well. Yes, hit the like button, everybody. What I mean by no value. Imagine buying a TV and then selling it for a quarter. Yeah, of the price. Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't want to do. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that. Even if yes, I was hearing some speculation. About like some other people were talking about JJ McCarthy, and they were like, all right, if we trade him, say we get a second round pick for him. And he was like, the one dude was like, all right, well, I will be first in line for that. And I'm like, hey, they trying to get rid of him for a second round pick. It's just crazy to think, man. It's just crazy to think, man, that people are willing to trade this guy that quick. Like and the reason why this is coming, the reason why is because Viking fans, including myself, we want to win a Super Bowl so bad. We haven't seen a Super Bowl one time in the history of the Vikings organization. We have not won one Super Bowl. We've been to the Super Bowl 4 times and lost all 4. So I get why some fans are not the most like, all right, I don't know if I can wait for this guy to be in his prime to see if this man can play, because we trying to win a Super Bowl before we're not here no more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, I get it, but it's just like, you don't want to make a crucial mistake and get rid of this guy too quick, and then this man turns out to be a Pro Bowler. But I get it. You can't think like that if they do happen to go another route. But I keep thinking about Sam Darnold. I just keep thinking about Sam Darnold and what happened with him. But I get what you're saying, John, about you getting rid of him for pennies on the dollar and you're not getting true value back. I get it. It just sucks. This is a crazy situation that the Vikings are in right now, because the Minnesota Vikings are we don't have the youngest team. So it's like it's just bad timing for JJ McCarthy. It's like, all right, he's super young, but then you can't even use the age as a true excuse, because I keep telling people, just because you're young doesn't mean, and I'm not, some quarterbacks do need time to develop. I get it. But then some quarterbacks, right? They 23 years old and they get to the Super Bowl. We just seen Drake May, a 23-year-old quarterback, get to the Super Bowl. He didn't win, obviously. Sam Darnold won in the Seahawks, but Drake May is 23 years old. The thing about it is he's not even at his best. It's okay to develop and learn, but you can be decent. You got to be decent for most of the season to have a chance. And you got to stay healthy for most of the season to have a chance. The problem is this. JJ McCarthy, like my bull said, there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. And then there's just like, what the freak is happening? You know what I mean? So I think that's where we're at right now. And a lot of Viking fans are just like, it's like a big, the fan base is kind of split still. I think there's more fans that are saying don't give up on JJ McCarthy more than the fans that are saying he's a bust, but the fan base is very split. You know what I mean? It's crazy. One drive JJ is Mahomes himself. The next one he is Sam Darnold. Next one he's Jet Sam Darnold. Oh, Jet Sam Darnold. Okay, I get you. I got you. Jet Sam Darnold wasn't that bad though. The organization was just awful and everyone blamed him for it. Okay, I like that point. You might as well tap on the TV a few times to see if it can work itself out. Yeah, for real. The brother was Jet Sam Darnold was terrible. Oh, snap. I'll assume you didn't watch Sam Darnold. 76ers got the big. Oh, yeah, they're going to lose tonight, brother. Probably. Shout out to T-Bass in the building. Shout out to Chris Furrow in the building. Call JJ McCarthy has brought to the Vikings fans is drama so far. I'm getting pretty tired of it. You know what? And I don't think it's his fault, though. I think it's the fault of the organization. Yes, he can't control injuries. He got hurt. And I think it is drama because he plays the most important position in football. And if we don't get the quarterback position right, we don't have a chance to win a Super Bowl. And all of us Viking fans, We might not agree with we might not agree when it comes to Kevin O'Connell. We might not agree when it comes to JJ McCarthy. But the one thing that we all agree on is we want to win a Super Bowl. And right now, our starting quarterback, we don't know if he's the guy or not. And it doesn't seem like we're going to give him the time to prove it. And I get both sides. I get both sides. But like I said, it's a team sport. It's not just all about one player. Because say you waste Justin Jefferson's prime and Jordan Addison's prime, and Kevin O'Connell really was a good coach. He gets fired, and they put all their eggs in one basket with a quarterback that wasn't the best. The only thing that's really like, this is how I feel right now. He did show potential during the season, ups and downs. But you know what's really like getting Viking fans? He's only 23. That's the one thing. But I keep telling y'all, I just seen Drake May. He was in the Super Bowl. He's 23. I see all these young quarterbacks. I don't know how old Jaden Daniels is. I don't know how old Caleb Williams is. But they're all looking pretty good, bro. And if it wasn't for Jaden Daniels being hurt last year, I think the Commanders would have made some noise. Just saying. There's no way someone's giving a second for McCarthy. Yeah. He was terrible, and being on the Jets didn't help. Wasn't. Shout out to Mike in the building, by the way. 100% his fault. But let's not act like he was good. Hey, listen. When it comes to Sam Darnold, it don't even matter about what he did with the Jets. What is he doing now? What's he doing now? Hey, listen. I get the comparison, but I will say this though. I don't really know their wide receivers and they running backs. So I'm not going to really speak on that. But what I will say is this. I had to read the comment again, what you said, because Sam Darnold now is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. Guy earned that much respect. And anybody that hates on Sam Darnold now, they just hating on him just because. I don't know why anybody would hate on Sam Darnold at this point. Is he a Patrick Mahomes? Is he a Josh Allen? Is he those quarterbacks? I don't think he's those quarterbacks, but he's still a very good quarterback in the game. You know what I mean? Look at Trey Lance. He got hurt and traded for nothing. That's McCarthy. Oh, dang. Sam Darnold's first year stats were much better than McCarthy, and he was on a terrible team. Oh, snap. See, now y'all bringing up Sam Darnold's Jets days and comparing it to JJ McCarthy. Oh, my goodness. What did I get myself into with this live stream? Sam Darnold, first year, I read that. I never said he was good. I said he was that bad. He was averaged in above average plays and below average plays. That's why his numbers weren't bad despite how bad the organization was. Yeah. Second round is extremely generous at this point. Gosh, Lee, so y'all trying to get rid of this man for nobody. Y'all trying to get so why don't y'all think he's worth a second round pick? Y'all don't think he's worth a second round pick? We talking about a former first round pick that showed a little bit of potential. Now, I see Mike comparing him to Trey Lance. Do you think, if you was to compare Trey Lance to JJ McCarthy, who looked better when they had the opportunity? I'm going JJ McCarthy. He was taken 10th, I believe, which is 22 spots before the second round. Since then, he looked like a fraction of his, oh my gosh, of former athletic self / act. Oh gosh. Yeah, y'all not feeling JJ McCarthy, it looks like. Then Darnold was doing quite well with the Carolina until they decided to have so. If you actually watch Drake May had himself in his side. Let's not act like Drake May was good in the playoffs. Whoa. Well, I'll tell you this. He was in the MVP conversation in the regular season. Drake May did make some plays when he needed to against the Texans. No, he wasn't throwing a whole bunch of touchdowns. Matter of fact, let me look up his stats. He was bad in the Super Bowl. Like, he went against debatably the best defense in the game. But for a 23-year-old, we talking about a 23-year-old in JJ McCarthy that only played 10 games. Now, we can't even compare to Drake May. Drake May is 23, the same age, probably a few months older than JJ McCarthy, and Drake May got his team to the Super Bowl. And we're talking about a guy that's only getting better. Yes, he wasn't the best in the playoffs, but he was one of the biggest reasons why his team got to the Super Bowl. Y'all forgetting he got to the Super Bowl? The defense can't score all like that. Well, it's just like a pick six or whatever, fumble recovery for a touchdown. He still was getting some points with his legs. He was running. Let me look up his stats. Let me start it up. But Drake May, hey, listen, that man is only getting better. He's only going to get better. That's the scary part about it. Hold on, Drake May. And I love the fact that he was, I don't like that he was down, but I knew he was going to use that as motivation because he felt really bad with losing that Super Bowl, like everybody would. But I love the fact that he's going to, I can tell he got that work ethic. Drake May coming back better than ever next season. I'm telling y'all right now. Hold on. Drake May postseason stats. Hold on. Because I know he didn't have a terrible postseason. I mean, he didn't look like. All right, so it wasn't the best. I'll be honest. So the 2025-26 postseason, Patriots quarterback Drake May passed for 828 yards, 6 touchdowns. I'm assuming 6 throwing touchdowns, 4 interceptions. His completion percentage was 58.3 and completion rate over 4 games. He set record with 21 sacks. That's not, offensive line, him holding on to the ball too long as well. So I'm not going to blame all of it on the offensive line. I think Drake May did hold on to the ball too long in some cases, but some of the times, like, they just couldn't block. As soon as he hiked the ball, they was already in the backfield. He got sacked 21 times, y'all, while committing 7 fumbles, lost 4. Wow. Dang. And most of that happened again in the Super Bowl. Most of all that, the sacks and the fumbles and all that happened in the dang on Super Bowl. He got destroyed in the Super Bowl. He didn't have no time. I'm trying to figure out how many rushing touchdowns he had, because I know he had some rushing touchdowns. Let me see. But for a 23-year-old to get to the Super Bowl, yes, his defense is good as well. So let me just put respect on the defense. All right, so let's listen, y'all. Regular season, 4,394 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 77.1 QBR, which is first in the whole NFL. Let me say that one more time. In the regular season, a 23-year-old quarterback that's 6'4", 225 pounds, named Drake May of the New England Patriots, threw for 4,394 yards. He threw for 31 touchdowns, which is third in the whole NFL. He had the best QBR, which is 77.1, and only threw for 8 interceptions. So for people that didn't think he had a great season, this man had a very good season for his second year. For his second year, he had a great season. He also added 450 rushing yards, 4.4 a carry, 4 rushing touchdowns. I mean, goodness. I mean, what a freaking season as a second-year quarterback. Now, postseason, he still got to the Super Bowl. Not the best numbers, but Drake May got to the Super Bowl at the age of 23. He's only going to get better. I'll take that any day of the week. I would take his statistics any day of the week. This man was having a great season. There's a reason Sam Darnold, what's a number overall? Overall, and the reason McCarthy was considered a reach at 10. Let's not act like May wasn't going against he was going against the best defenses in the game in the AFC. The Broncos, the Texans, I'm telling y'all right now, the Texans defense is no joke. The Broncos defense is no joke. Any quarterback, I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, any quarterback that you can name would have struggled against those defenses. Any of them. Not just Drake May. I guarantee you, Sam Darnold, if he went against those defenses, he would have struggled. He would have struggled to get to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that they don't deserve the Super Bowl. The NFC conference and the AFC conference is 2 different conferences. They built differently. And I'm not saying that the AFC is better, but then again, I'm just saying overall, the AFC is harder to get out of than the NFC. That's just my opinion. The biggest challenge for Sam Darnold in the NFC, I think, was against the Rams. Well, no, because he was throwing some dimes against the Rams. What was the defense that he went against prior to the Rams? No, I think it was the Rams. The Rams was the biggest because you're going against the MVP, Matthew Stafford. Going against Matthew Stafford. The Rams have some pieces on defense, but they're not like the Rams defense ain't nothing like the Texans. The Rams defense ain't nothing like the Broncos. And I say that respectfully. I'm being honest. That Texans defense, scary. Scary. I don't know. Listen, I don't even know how Drake May survived. After watching his offensive line in the Super Bowl, how did he survive? How did he get out of all that without any injuries that we know about? How did he get through it? And then you go against the Broncos and you somehow get away, somehow beat them. Yeah, I know the Broncos, it was weather. I get it. They had a backup quarterback, but still, that defense is amazing. Amazing. So I'm just giving the credit when credit is due. Yes, I might be a little bit biased when it comes to Drake May because I like Drake May in that draft. He was my second favorite quarterback behind Caleb Williams in that draft. But I didn't really think about Caleb because I didn't think the Vikings were going to trade up to go get him. But my gosh, Drake May, if you was to redo the whole draft, he might be 3 still, though. He might be 3 still. He might be 2. He might even be 1. Who knows? But Drake May, for a 23-year-old quarterback that is the same age as the quarterback that's on the Vikings, he accomplished more than a lot of quarterbacks that's in the game right now that are veteran quarterbacks. He accomplished more in this one season than a lot of quarterbacks in the game. Lamar didn't make it to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen didn't make it to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of great quarterbacks that didn't get to the Super Bowl. No, Drake May didn't win. No, it's not just all on him because he had a good defense, good special teams. And yes, I understand the other quarterbacks that I named like Josh and Lamar. There's other factors of why they didn't. And that's when Patrick Mahomes was healthy doing what he was doing. And I get it. It's a team sport. But to try to make it seem like Drake May wasn't that guy, I don't know, man. I'll take his production any day of the week, bro. Any day. For him to be 23 and accomplish that much is amazing. Here's my main concern about McCarthy. He was benched during the toughest part of the schedule, and then people get all excited because he looked good at the end against the defenses against the worst defenses in the league. Yep. The Vikings need to hire more quarterbacks. The Vikings need to go. They got to bring in another quarterback for competition. They do. I believe that. McCarthy did start the whole 9 thing, though, which added stories that wasn't needed. That's true. And it didn't help with the face expressions, like, oh my gosh, the funny face expressions in the locker room. I'm like, bro, what is you doing? But you know what really hurt? I didn't feel any type of way that he was doing the gritty in the end zone. I didn't care about it. I was hype about it. When he was doing it, when I was doing the play-by-play for that game, I was hype. When I seen Kevin O'Connell's press conference, that man was like, I didn't like it. In other words, I didn't like it. Why is he celebrating? Pretty much. Why is he celebrating like that? It's too early to give up on JJ. You have to give him this season to at least stay healthy. To be honest, he wasn't terrible. He was just missing too many games to build consistency. Yeah, I agree with everything you said, bro. This is the issue. We talking about a quarterback, not a quarterback. We talking about a head coach that's jobs on the line, and we're talking about ownership. We have no clue what the owners are thinking right now. The owners might actually want to trade him. And if the owners want to trade him, ain't nothing we can do as fans. Like, I think they should give him another year. Now, if he was a Pro Bowl all season long, like say he was a Pro Bowler, looked like a Pro Bowl for those 10 games, we would have a discussion. But since it was such a up and down, like he looked really good and it looked really bad in some cases, it's not a true consistency. And then he gets hurt on top of everything. This is why the Minnesota Vikings have all this, trade talks about JJ McCarthy or him possibly being the second string because they're going to bring in competition. So that's really what it comes down to. It's the ownership in Kevin O'Connell. I do agree that he should play another season with the Vikings and see if he can stay healthy. But Kevin O'Connell's job is on the line, y'all. How about this, Mike? What's the hardest position to play in football outside of quarterback? You know what? I got two positions I think that's I think corner is very hard to play. I don't know why people be trying to make it seem like corners ain't really, like, it's a passing league. You getting cooked if you ain't a good corner, especially against these wide receivers. I think corner is a very tough position to play. And I also think left tackle is very hard to play, or right tackle, and center. I think the tackles is a hard position to play because, like, you're going against the best pass rushers in the game, and it's just hard, man. And then the center, you're going against these defensive tackles that, man, it's just hard to stop, man. You get pushed back into your quarterback, get thrown on the ground. But I think tackle and corner, and maybe middle linebacker. I love safety. I think middle linebacker. I go corner, tackle, and probably middle linebacker, because the middle linebacker is kind of like the captain of the whole defense, pretty much. Like, I think of like Eric Kendricks and what he was for the Vikings. I think about Chad Greenway, what he was with the Vikings, and I think about even going to another linebacker like Fred Warner from the 49ers, what he is for the 49ers, a captain, and puts the team, if he sees something, he's gonna make a call. That's just my opinion. I think corner is very hard because it's a passing league. And then I think the tackles, because it's just so hard to stay in front of some of these pass rushers, man. That's just my opinion. And then I also go linebacker, middle linebacker as well. Because you gotta, it's just so much. You're like the quarterback of the defense, in my opinion. I think the middle linebacker is like if you have a good middle linebacker, you know what I mean? The ones that can cover, tackle, everything, a captain of the team. Like, I'm talking about, I'm comparing like what I'm saying to Eric Kendricks. Like, Eric Kendricks' responsibility for the Vikings when he was in his prime was he was pretty much the quarterback of the defense. So that's why I go middle linebacker as well. But I truly feel them corners, man, you getting cooked, man. Imagine going against Jamar Chase, Nakua, or JSN, or one of these top wide receivers, bro. You got to be on your A game, because if you get cooked once, guess what that quarterback's going to do? They're going to keep on throwing at you until you're able to stop it, or until you get safety help, and then that's going to open up another door, and it's going to make it harder for your defense to stop anybody. So I think corner is very, 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 very hard to play in today's NFL. Especially today, because it's a passing league. Even though it's starting to turn back into like the running backs are getting so much more love, and I'm so happy that running backs are starting to get more love. But it's a passing league. Fellas, never make your own nicknames. You set yourself up for embarrassment. Yeah, that's true. Let other people make yeah. And you know what? And I was saying this prior to the NFL season about JJ McCarthy. I was like, yo, let JJ McCarthy create his own name. Like, because you know how when people go like, oh, well, if you what was they doing? They was comparing him to Peyton Manning. Who was they comparing him to? Like, they was like, oh, these quarterbacks had a bad rookie season and they could end up being Peyton Manning or Josh, like somebody else that was all-time great. They were trying to compare JJ McCarthy to. And I'm like, bro, let that man make his own name. It's not even fair to compare him to any of those dudes. Because if you compare him to Peyton Manning, I don't care how many interceptions Peyton Manning threw in his rookie season. First of all, Peyton Manning is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He got 2 Super Bowls. If it wasn't for Tom Brady, he probably would have more Super Bowls. I'm just saying, we talking about the greatest. So I don't want to compare JJ McCarthy to these great quarterbacks. I get the comparison of, he's throwing all these interceptions, but JJ McCarthy didn't throw that many interceptions. How many did he even throw? But he threw it in 10 games. But I hate comparing JJ McCarthy to these great quarterbacks, man. Like, let that man create his own name. Get a solid vet backup, but JJ needs to be the day one starter until he gets hurt. Oh, no, we don't want to say that. Don't put the until he gets hurt, bro. That's no, we're not going to say that. Why would we? Bro, don't say that, bro. Don't say until he gets hurt. We don't want him to get hurt. Don't say that. We're going to speak health we're going to speak positivity and great health into existence for JJ McCarthy. If he's the starting quarterback, I like what you said at the beginning of your comment, Monkas, but when you say until he gets hurt, I listen, I can't rock with that, bro. I can't rock with that. We can't be talking like that because we want to hope that he can stay healthy 17 games. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. When your job is on the line, now the perfect time to give up on McCarthy. Dang, that's messed up. I'm not betting my job. Mike, why you gotta do that, bro? Kevin O'Connell's job is not on the what? Yo, hey, listen, bro. Kevin O'Connell, in my opinion, I don't know for a fact. I believe his job is on the line. I'm gonna tell you why. You fired your GM. All the blame was on not Kevin O'Connell. All the blame that the narrative they tried to make it was Kwesi was the reason why the team is looking the way it looks right now. You fired your offensive line coach. Who else is there to fire? You couldn't touch Brian Flores because Brian Flores had your defense number 3 in total defense. If you can't make it to the playoffs and you can't win a playoff game, what were we on? 5 seasons with Kevin O'Connell? He hasn't won one playoff game yet, bro. And I say that respectfully because at the end of the day, yes, he has a great record in the regular season. But at the end of the day, the only way you can get to a Super Bowl is by winning playoff games. If you're not winning playoff games and you get knocked out in the wild card round every time you get to the playoffs and you get out coached by the opposing coach every time you get to the playoffs, how are we going to ever win a Super Bowl? And I want Kevin O'Connell to do great because he's the coach of the Vikings, but I'm not putting Kevin O'Connell on this pedestal where he shouldn't be fired if he doesn't do his job. Because it's not fair to all the Viking fans all around the world. We want to win a Super Bowl. And if he ain't the job, on to the next. And I say that respectfully. On to the next. We want to win a freaking Super Bowl, baby. We want to win a Super Bowl. Bottom line, bro. Kevin O'Connell is definitely going to be fired with bad year. I would respect JJ McCarthy more if he tried to play at least 70 or 80. Let me see how he can't play. If he's hurt. Online hard for a quarterback because, yeah, the thing about it, high ankle sprains are very tricky to play through. But it looked like he was healthy to play. Like when Carson Wentz was jacked up, man, they should have put JJ McCarthy in that game, bro. If Carson Wentz can play with those injuries, ain't no way JJ McCarthy on like week 4, week 5 can't play through whatever he's going through. That's just my honest opinion. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, man, this is football. This ain't a soft sport. You're going to have to play through some injuries. Of course, when he first had that high ankle sprain, don't play through it because you can't play on a high ankle sprain when it first happens. Not even the second week or the third week. But once you start getting to the 4th week, 5th week, 6th week or whatever, you should be able to do something. But everybody's body heals differently. So, I mean, I don't know. Y'all let Carson Wentz limp and missed the shoulder. JJ McCarthy was a level. Man, bear down. What's up? What's going on, Chi-Town? What's up with you? JJ McCarthy isn't worth a 5th rounder right now. No. Y'all gotta stop with these. Hey, listen, I respect y'all comments, bro, but I'm not going for what y'all saying. I'm not going for what some of y'all saying, man. I'm gonna have to respectfully disagree with that. I am not getting rid of JJ McCarthy for a 5th round pick. No way. If somebody wants JJ McCarthy, I want a 1st. I want a 2nd. I want a 3rd and a 4th. I want a 1st. You know what I'm saying? Give me something more than a 5th. I ain't doing that. If they do that, I will go live for 24 hours straight if I could possibly do it. I'm not gonna be able to do it, but realistically, I ain't gonna be able to do it. But I'm going to be going live coming at the Vikings organization for a very long time on a live stream because I would be so, like, I would think this would be the most unorganized organization in NFL history for you to get rid of your 1st round pick after 2 seasons for a 5th round pick. May went against 3 of the best defenses, Texas, Broncos, Seahawks. Not many quarterbacks that survive, even the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That's why I can't sleep on Drake May's production. I don't know why people want to listen. Drake May, and I know what people are going to say. Well, he went against a bad schedule. I mean, an easy schedule. There's still professional football teams that he went against. There's still professional football teams that he went against. And he's 23 years old. If we can use the age for JJ McCarthy that he's 23 years old, we can use the age for Drake May that he's 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? We got to, I mean, that's how I look at it. Listen, the rumor has it that the Vikings wanted to go draft Drake May. They couldn't because the Patriots said no. He literally had the worst playoff run by a quarterback in the last 30 years. Man, Drake May wasn't great, and his wide receivers made plays. I don't know, Daniel. I don't know what you got against that bull Drake May, bro. But, I mean, I get what you're saying. He wasn't the best, but you got to understand what he's going against, too. Full context, he's going against some of the best defenses, bro. I don't know any quarterbacks that will be able to have great stats against those defenses. Matthew Stafford, the MVP of the NFL, you think he will be able to air the ball out against those defenses? I don't know if he could. And I'm a Matthew Stafford guy. Matthew Stafford, when he retires, will be in the Football Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'd be first ballot, but he'll be in the Hall of Fame eventually. I don't know if Matthew Stafford's going to be able to get through that. That's not a guarantee. You could name the best quarterbacks in the game. Josh, you can name Pat. That's hard to get through, bro. That's very hard to go against. And especially being a 23-year-old in his second season in the NFL. He doesn't know all the blitz packages. He's not a vet. He's not considered a vet. When are you considered a vet in the NFL? Like, what, 4 seasons into the NFL? What would you consider a vet? No matter what the position is in the NFL. Are you considered a vet in your 4th season in the NFL? Or are you just going by age? All right, if he's 27, he's a vet. Or are you going by the years played? I'm going to say like 4 or 5 years, you're considered a vet. If you can last that long in the NFL, 4 or 5 years, you're considered a vet. But I don't think there's many quarterbacks that can get through that the way Drake May did. Even though Drake May wasn't lights out, but he still won. See, this is the thing. Even though he didn't play good, the best, it's not all about statistics. Did his team win? Did his team win? If his team did win, if his team won, what's it matter at the end of the day? If he would have won the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, it wouldn't even matter how good he played in the playoffs because it's a team sport. Everybody got to do their job. He just went against a better team. Yeah, the Drake May hate is weird. MVP conversation in the first full. Yes, with questionable wide receiver. Yes, yeah. So yeah, Diggs is good. Diggs is when Diggs has his mindset right, we got to make sure we put that in there. If he has his mindset right, Diggs is where would you put Diggs at? Top 15 wide receiver, top 10, top 15. Diggs is a very good wide receiver, but his head ain't right sometimes. His head ain't in the game. I mean. I can only assume letting those things go, but the fumbles. Yeah, the fumbles. Yeah, but you get hit on that blind side. Yo, them sacks add up, man. I mean, those sacks and the fumbles. Yup. 73-year-old Viking fan, 50 for 50. Oh, wow. I seen it all, finger. I think I have a strong heart. Letting Sam go was a mistake. So now let's develop JJ. It's a Kevin O'Connell to develop. It's up to Kevin O'Connell to develop him. Also get hey Ralph, salute to you. Everybody that's in the building, salute to my guy Ralph in the building. Salute to everybody in the building. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. Can I get 6 more likes in the chat? 6 more likes on the live stream. Just double tap the screen. It really will help the channel out. And we're also going to be going live for primetime games as well with the scoreboard and everything. You think one wide receiver is enough? Diggs is a best suited as wide receiver 2. Oh, that's a good point, though. He might be best suited as a wide receiver 2 at this point. But it depends. It depends. If his mindset is right, I still feel like Stephon Diggs can be He's a fringe wide receiver one, fringe. I don't know. That's a good point though. That's a good point. Diggs is wide receiver one, man. What? Yeah, I like Diggs a lot. You talking about a guy that cried when he caught the ball, the Minneapolis Miracle? Daniel, you talking about a guy that cried tears of joy when that Minneapolis Miracle happened? Diggs is one of my favorite wide receivers of all time. It's just his mindset. Is his mind in the game or is it not? Because if his mind's in the game, he has one of the best hands in the game. His route running is amazing. He still got speed. It didn't look like he really lost a step yet. Listen, he could be. I'm not taking Patriots defense over Broncos, Texans, or Seahawks. Yeah, Patriots got some dogs, but I agree. I think you're right. I would choose Broncos, Texans, and Seahawks over Patriots defense. I agree. I'm not taking any defense over the Texans one. I think Texans. Whoo, that is tough. I love the Seahawks defense as well. I don't know. It's a tough debate. When if you go, these are the best defenses for me because I'm talking about playoffs. I'm taking my Vikings out of this for a second. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings out of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the Viking fans that respect defense. We was number 3 in total defense in the regular season. We just didn't get to the postseason to prove that we were really that good. But I got the Texans and the Seahawks as the 2 best defenses that was in the playoffs. Broncos are really close. They're really close. But that Texans pass rush is different. It's just different. I don't know how Drake May lasted against them. I really don't. I just don't know how he got through the Texans. That was very impressive how he got past the Texans. I didn't think. I listen. I don't know if did I have the Patriots beating the Texans? I don't even know who I had winning that game. More of a 50-50 coin flip. But man, Texans CJ Stroud has to step up, man. Like CJ, I don't know what happened to him after, like my bull Mike said, after his rookie season, CJ's just not. He has been off. And what's so crazy is he's super talented. I believe he can make every throw. He's just his accuracy comes and goes. Like 1 minute he's still making these passes where you're like, oh my gosh, this guy he's all that. Like his throwing is amazing. His passing is amazing, but then he has these moments where you're like, why are you throwing that pass, CJ? CJ, what are you doing? You have debatably the best defense in the game, and you're going against a second-year quarterback in the playoffs. That should be your game, bro. And I'm not sleeping on the Patriots defense. I'm not hating on the Patriots defense at all because they have a very good defense. But CJ, what was you doing, bro? I don't know, man. CJ got to step his game up. Or guess what? They're going to have some more rumblings about another quarterback being traded. I'm telling y'all right now, if he doesn't step his game up next season, especially when they get to the playoffs, because I believe the Texans, they're a playoff team, they're going to be talking about trading CJ. Straight up. Telling y'all. JJ McCarthy is too injury prone. Hold on. Injury prone. That alone hurts him badly. Yes. That card guy, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. You know, that is the number one thing for JJ McCarthy, and that's just the honest truth. And it sucks, right? It really sucks. Like, your rookie season, you missed the whole season because Sam Darnold, and plus you had a meniscus tear. And then your second season, you have all these other injuries. It's just like, bro, you're 23 years old. I don't know how you're getting hurt this much, bro. Like what do you have? I'm not blaming him, but it's just like, how do you keep him healthy? If you had a better offensive line, would that be the answer? Is that the complete answer? If we had I'm gonna ask y'all a question. If we had a Pro Bowl center, a Pro Bowl left and right guard, and we already do have 2 Pro Bowl tackles. If we had all Pro Bowlers on the offensive line, will JJ McCarthy be able to stay healthy? And I think it's deeper than just the offensive line. I think it's play calling. Not saying play calling necessarily got him hurt, but it could keep him upright a little bit longer if you would run the freaking ball. But that's another story for another day. It doesn't matter what flashes you show if you cannot remain on the field. Dang, bro. My boy talking. Hey, listen. I be trying to tell people that too, man. You can look like prime Tom Brady. If Tom Brady couldn't stay on the field, guess what Bill Belichick would have done? They would have drafted another quarterback. I don't care how good you are. You could be prime Joe Montana, Dan Marino, Steve Young, whoever. If you can't stay healthy for more than 10 games in a regular season, back in the day, they was playing 16 games. Now they playing more. My whole thing is this. I don't know what they're going to do when it comes to JJ McCarthy. But what I will say is this. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings are giving up on JJ McCarthy. And like I said on my short, I give it about a 75% chance that JJ McCarthy will not be the starter in 2026 NFL season. Question outside of Buffalo, who did he play? I mean, it don't matter. He played professionals, though. I could look up the schedule. Matter of fact, let me look up the schedule. You talking about Drake May? You talking about the Patriots? Hey, listen, I hope when my Vikings make it to the Super Bowl, I hope I don't have anybody say, well, the Vikings ain't playing nobody. I hope I don't. Listen, I'm not going to tolerate it, y'all. When my Vikings win the Super Bowl for the first time, I'm not tolerating any disrespect. Listen, I don't want to hear it. We could go against the worst teams from week 1 to week 17, and if we get to the Super Bowl and we win it, I don't care. Let me look at the Patriots real quick. I don't care. But by the way, that 2024 NFL draft, when it comes to quarterbacks, man, oh man, that draft looks amazing. Bo Nix looks good. Drake May looks good. Daniel Jones looks good. Caleb Williams looks good. That's 4 quarterbacks that look amazing. JJ McCarthy has potential. Michael Penix, I'm not really sure about him. Spencer Rattler, I'm not really sure about him. Let me get to the all right. We're gonna get to the schedule. Y'all. Our regular season schedule. All right. So they went against, hold on. What week is this? What the heck? Hold on. My bad, y'all. Hold on. All right, y'all. So they went against the Ravens. They went against the Jets. They went against the Bills. They went against the Giants. They went against the Bengals. The Chargers. The Texans. Oh, that's divisional round. That's playoffs right there. Dolphins, that ain't a good team either. I'm trying to look for another good. Buccaneers is a good team prior to them getting hurt. They went against the Browns. They beat the brace off the Browns. They beat the Falcons. They beat the Falcons. They beat the Titans. They beat the Saints. Gosh, Lee, man, you might have a point, man. Schedule wasn't the best. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. The schedule wasn't good. I ain't gonna sit here and cap, but I don't care. Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all right now, everybody that's in the comments right now, when the Vikings make it to the Super Bowl, I don't want to hear nobody say, well, they didn't go against a good team, a good schedule. I don't care. But the thing about Drake May, though, let's keep it real, though. He went against the best teams in the AFC in the playoffs, right? He got through the Chargers. He got through the Texans and the Broncos without playing the best, but still got through it. You can only play the teams your schedule. And that's true. You can only play who you on the schedule, then postseason with a lot of bad weather, defense exploring. Yup, that's true. Trade for Jones for competition for JJ. Oh my gosh. Can I keep it real with you, bro? Everybody in the building, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We are going live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us, and I truly feel that way. We're also going live for primetime games as well. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's in the building. But man, oh man. But yeah, talking about Jones, you talking about Daniel Jones? What would you have to give up to get him? And this is I'm going to give you the honest truth. Whew. Competition. Listen, I say this respectfully. I don't think JJ McCarthy beating Daniel Jones in a quarterback competition. Like, I don't think head to head. Nah, I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be, oh, I don't like JJ McCarthy. That's not what I'm saying. But head to head, Daniel Jones is winning that match. I didn't think I would even say that because I was laughing. I said, oh, Daniel Jones going to the coast. He ain't gonna do nothing. Listen, I was wrong about him as well. That man got some game. If it wasn't for that Achilles, the Colts would have did something in the playoffs, possibly. Bad weather games will automatically lower stats. That's true too. Uncle's man, sure you can. Who in front you? He's not there yet. He's ain't on Allen, Lamar, Burrow. Yeah, I agree. With what you're saying, bro. But for a 23-year-old quarterback, you got to give that man some credit, bro. Imagine a 23-year-old quarterback that's able to get to the Super Bowl and beat some of the best defenses in the game to get there. Seahawks defense, Houston's defense, Denver's defense are the three best. I agree. Don't forget about the Vikings, though. He did bad in the Super Bowl because he wasn't running in his O-line. His O-line was getting absolutely, they were getting, what's another word for destroyed, man? His O-line got obliterated. His O-line wasn't even blocking. It got obliterated, man. That O-line did not do that man justice at all. Drake May was running as soon as he hiked the ball. Hi, in the backfield. I felt bad for the young man. I really did. You know what that's like, assuming you're a national Chiefs fan. Same thing happened to Mahomes. It's the Texans defense, big gap, Seahawks gap, Broncos defense. That Texans defense. Yeah, I think the Texans defense is probably the best. Listen, it's a debate. I think it's a debate between like the two best defenses is Texans and probably the Seahawks, possibly. That Texans defense scares me more than the Seahawks defense. I know that might sound crazy. I just won the Super Bowl, but that Texans, if they would have just had a better offense, bro, we'll be having a different conversation possibly, bro. Like, I'm not even sitting here. Listen, Sam Darnold versus the Texans defense. Oh my gosh. Hey, listen. Good luck. But I know it's hypothetically speaking. The Texans defense, Bo Nix Broncos would beat Patriots. Possibly. But like I said, injuries are part of the game, bro. That's why you got to have a good backup. But Stidham was playing good before it started. The weather had a big impact on the game as well, though. Bo Nix isn't beating Patriots. Bo Nix ain't beating Patriots. Yeah, sure. I never said Mahomes would have done any better, but give Mahomes, and I promise you, he's talking to Mahomes in another Super Bowl. Mahomes got to get healthy. That's the number one thing Mahomes got to do is get healthy. Healthy is the top quarterbacks in the game. I'm gonna tell you what they need to do. Mahomes and the Chiefs, they got to get better. I'm gonna just say what the quarterbacks have to do. Mahomes got to get healthy. Josh Allen, know what he needs? He does need a defense. He needs a wide receiver. Lamar Jackson, he got to stay healthy. That's the number one thing for him as well. Joe Burrow, he needs a defense and he needs to stay healthy. Joe Burrow is such a good quarterback, man. He just always hurt, man. Every year this man hurt, missing games, it seemed like. Give McCarthy the game ball. You open to trading Grenard. Yo, I'm hearing about the Grenard trade. Matter of fact, let me see what's going on right now. I'm about to look it up right now. So that the Vikings trying to trade Jonathan Grenard is crazy work, man. I kind of knew what was going to happen, though. I kind of knew it, man. Let me just look it up real quick. Yup, there's Adam Schefter reported it. So Adam Schefter reported, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a Minnesota Viking fan or just NFL fan in general, breaking news. Adam Schefter, the myth, the legend, Adam Schefter, I said, Vikings are now open to trading Pro Bowl edge rusher Jonathan Grenard. They would like to keep Grenard, but they also have salary cap issues. They're working through that, have led to these trade conversations. So they're working through it, and this is why the trade conversations are happening, because they are terrible with the cap. Terrible. And I see some of the comments on Adam Schefter's post. I see a first and a second. Nah, we ain't getting no first and second for Jonathan Grenard. I don't think that. Someone said, I like how the writers and analysts use Pro Bowler like it still means something. Oh, snap. And then someone said Patriots easy call. Somebody said Cowboys. Cowboys, he goes. Trade to the Bears, LOL. Someone said Turner is ready to ascend. Dallas Turner, let's get it, baby. And then somebody said, are they tanking? No, the Vikings ain't tanking. Bears gotta go get them. Dang, so everybody giving their opinion on them. I like Jonathan Grenard, but I'm gonna look at the comments. I'm gonna get off shortly. Bro, you really got the flag on. Yeah, bro. Representing, baby. Yeah. I'm a real Viking fan over here, bro. Like, this ain't no game. I'm a real Viking fan over here, bro. Build the trenches. I love it. Agree. That's not a flag. That's a moment of silence for Aaron Jones release. Oh, man. John Elway, drop a like. Yeah, drop a like. Shout out to Ventures in the building. Personally, I like to bring in Derek Carr over all the other free agent quarterbacks available. I don't know, man. I ain't really feeling Derek Carr like that, man. I mean, I guess my favorite one, but is Mac Jones, but they not trying to give up no picks or anything. So if I had to choose another quarterback, it'll probably be Kyler Murray if they release him. And yeah. And I like and maybe Derek Carr a good third option as well. Mm-hmm. He said 9 until we. Oh, I don't know about all that, brother. Hey, listen, I like JJ McCarthy, but if he can't stay healthy, bro, I ain't going that far, brother, man. The 49ers gave up Trey Lance for a fifth. Oh my gosh, that's for real? That's crazy. That's crazy work. Hey Mike, what's going on? Davey, what's good? I don't think it's a terrible to start thinking of another franchise quarterback in 2027. I look at Jake. He got incredible upside, and he's a dual threat quarterback. Yeah, 2027 NFL draft. They saying it's one of the best quarterback drafts. We'll see what happens, bro. We'll see. Joe Milton got a rocket arm. He can sling the ball down the field. CJ Stroud been turning the ball over like, yeah, facts. If you need 5 Pro Bowlers just to get a decent, that's not a quarterback for you. Yeah, hey, listen. CJ Stroud gets the ball. I was like, yeah, would be such a Viking move to give up on JJ. He's going to be good. I hope you're right, man. But yeah, the only problem is that it's not about, like, and I say this respectfully, it's not about how I feel or you or anybody else. It's about the owners. It's about the owners and Kevin O'Connell, and his job is on the line. And if they feel like he can't be healthy, that's a big deal. I think it's deeper than just his talent. I think it's because he can't stay healthy. It's the honest truth. It's the honest truth. He might mean Mac Jones. Don't act like you don't know. Third round, Danny Dimes is injured. Danny Dimes is injured. Yep. Whatever Derrick Henry is doing, all the players need to do the same thing. That guy takes care of his body like crazy. Yup. Nah, I'm just kidding. Every time we trade or cut someone, another hole springs a leak. Yeah, you ain't lying. That's why you got to replace. If you get rid of Jonathan Grenard, you better replace him with another pass rusher. You can't. Listen, bro. I say defense wins championships. Y'all know how I feel. And defensive tackle and edge rushers, you got to have the trenches on point on both sides. But if you get rid of Jonathan Grenard, you're going to have to fill that hole. You got to fill that hole in. But shout out to everybody in the building. I am going to be getting off. I'm gonna do a short about this breaking news about Adam Schefter reporting that the Vikings are considering trading Jonathan Grenard. So I'm gonna make a little short. So tune in for that. I will be going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. Thank you so much for all y'all support. And we're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. Salute to everyone. Thank you so much for all y'all support again. And God bless and have a wonderful day. Peace out.